How's it going, guys? 2019 has officially hit us, which means that it's time to look at the best films of 2018. Now, let me reiterate something here. This is my personal opinions as to what the best films of the year were, or my favorite films of the year. Doesn't mean that they're everyone's, doesn't mean that it's what everyone's going to enjoy, but these are the films that I thought were the best of the year, and if you disagree or think that something should have been on this list, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll make sure to check it out. And also look forward to more videos about films of this year, most disappointing, most surprising films of the year, stuff like that. And yeah, let's get started with number 10. For number 10, number 10 is Searching. This was an incredibly interesting film and one that I was very surprised by. It's just incredibly intense despite it all being on computer screens and phone screens and stuff like that. And everything just works in here. The writing, the direction, the acting, it's all fantastic and gives you this incredibly intense experience. If you haven't seen this movie yet, I highly recommend it. You will remember it and you will not be disappointed by it. Number 9, Bad Times at the El Royale. This was one that I've been looking forward to ever since it was advertised. I love The Cabin in the Woods, and I love Drew Goddard. He was the showrunner for the first season of Daredevil. He wrote The Martian. He has done a lot of stuff. And Bad Times at the El Royale was fantastic. The cast is amazing. You have Jeff Bridges, Dakota Johnson, Chris Hemsworth in probably the most terrifying role I've ever seen him in. And that says a lot considering he's shirtless for most of the movie. So yeah, I'll let that sink in. If that's not enough for you to go see the movie, then I don't know what is. But the comedy worked, the suspense worked, and the drama worked. Everything worked to a T. The set design was amazing. The writing was on point for everything that this movie needed. The mystery was also good. Everything just worked correctly in the way that it should have, and it did not disappoint me at all. Again, if you haven't seen it yet, should be coming out on DVD very soon, if not already. At number 8, A Quiet Place. Oh my god. Horror films are not always the films that I look forward to, just because a lot of times I think of them as generic and just jump scare fueled nightmares, and nightmares in a bad way, not in a good horror way. But everything, again, I'm going to say this a lot, everything worked. John Krasinski's writing, direction, it worked perfectly. He understood what this story needed and how to tell it properly. And Emily Blunt's performance, my god, why does she not have an Oscar nomination for this movie yet? That bathtub scene alone, that entire sequence, is enough to get her a nomination. And yet she doesn't. I don't know. But the acting from everyone is on point, despite them not even having to talk that much in the movie. That shows you how good this movie is that even though they don't talk, their performances are some of the best. And the drama work, the emotion work. This is one of the most suspenseful films I've ever seen, just because you know, like, shut the fuck up, you make a noise, you're fucking dead! Shut up! Stop eating the nachos! And yes, when I saw this movie, I was eating nachos. That was a mistake. But every second of the film, I was on the edge of my seat, gripping the armrest. I'm like, shit, shut up! Like, that's essentially what it was like throughout, and it was one of the most calming experiences, despite being a horror movie, because everyone was just quiet, which was so nice. But yeah, even if you're not a fan of horror, and you're a fan of John Krasinski from, like, The Office and Jack Ryan, or if you're a fan of Emily Blunt from everything she's been in, I would highly recommend this movie, like, without a doubt. Go watch it. It is one of my favorite horror movies, and one of the best movies of this year. And number 7, one of the most overlooked movies of the year, Hearts Beat Loud. This film was everything I would want from a movie like this. The performances from Nick Offerman and Kiersey Clemons were fantastic. This is one of Nick Offerman's best performances I've ever seen him give. And that's saying a lot, because he is Ron motherfucking Swanson. But the performances were fantastic. Kiersey Clemons' singing voice is incredible, and the director knew exactly what this film was. It was about a relationship between a father and daughter and learning how to let go, not just of that, but also of the past. And it's an incredibly heartwarming film. And yes, I know, cheesy because it's called Hearts Beat Loud, but shut the fuck up. But it was just great. And if you haven't seen it, and if you don't know if you're going to see it, listen to the soundtrack. Kiersey Clemons' voice is fucking incredible, and the songs are great. This isn't like a musical. This is just a film that is surrounded by music. That doesn't mean like they all break out into the song and dance like Into the Woods or something like that. It's just that's what this movie is. It's just about music. And so, if you love Nick Offerman, and if you love good music, and if you just want a picture that'll just warm your heart, go see Hearts Beat Loud. It's on digital, it's on DVD, you have no excuse now. Go watch it. And number 6, again, one of the most overlooked and underappreciated movies of the year, First Man. This, oh my god. This further proves that Damien Chazelle is one of the best directors working out there, even though this is only his 3rd movie. This is only his 3rd movie. Now, is it better than Whiplash or La La Land? In my perspective, no, it's not. But it's still one of the best movies of the year. Because, again, he understood what this film was about. It wasn't about the moon landing, even though that is what it was about. It was about Neil Armstrong and what that journey to the moon was like for him. How he got from point A to point B and how it affected him emotionally. And not just that, but also affected his family. There are some incredible sequences with him and Claire Foy discussing, like, you need to talk to your sons because you might not make it back. You need to prepare them for that. And that's also her saying, like, you need to prepare yourself for that because that's also what it was about. I feel like not enough people know that this is about Neil Armstrong, not the whole journey to the moon, because if that's what it was, it would have been a very different movie. But because it focuses on Neil Armstrong and the drama with everything, it was an incredible experience. Everything from the visual effects to the score to just everything. It was amazing. And the sequences, like when they're going to the moon and like their tests, they are incredibly intense. And like, I don't like shaky cam a whole lot, but the use of shaky cam in this during those sequences worked really well and kind of made me a little bit motion sick, which it never happens. I'm not saying it's going to happen for you, but I'm saying that's the effect they're going for, and it worked really well. And yeah, Ryan Gosling is amazing, Claire Foy is amazing, everything about this movie is fantastic, and I highly recommend you go see it, and I wish that it was getting the award season appreciation that it deserved. And number 5, a film that I sadly didn't get to see in theaters, but as soon as it came out on DVD, I bought Crazy Rich Asians. Again, this film is just so heartwarming. And rom-coms usually aren't my forte, but like now as I'm starting to appreciate more and more cinema, I'm starting to see more and more films like that. And it's just a wonderful film. Like, the entire time I just had a smile on my face. I'm like, this is nice. They're nice. This is nice. And that's just what it was. It just made me happy to watch it. And I love the story. I love all the... Constance Wu was amazing. Everything about this... Again, I'm going to say this a lot. Everything about this film was amazing. And this is some of the best like set and costume designs that I've seen in a long time for films. It was a sight to behold. The wedding scene in the movie, that's not a spoiler. She's not getting married in this movie. That wedding scene, oh my god, it was so beautiful. It brought tears to my eyes because of how beautiful it was. Like, that doesn't happen a lot with sequences like that, but it just did. It was fantastic. And if you haven't seen it yet, go see it. It's like, just go. It'll warm your heart. Go! Number 4, A Star Is Born. Oh. Now, I am going to say, at first, I was a bit nervous about this movie. For one thing, that this is Bradley Cooper's first time directing a movie. He had never directed something before. So there's always a bit of tension when it comes to something like that, from an actor transitioning into a director. But usually the payoff is good most of the time. And he also helped write the script, which is also amazing. And his performance is fucking outstanding. His voice, everything that he prepared to do. Like, look up how, like, you know, he prepared for this. He prepared for it for, like, over a year. He learned how to sing like his character. He learned how to play the guitar. Like, every scene he's in the movie, that's him playing the guitar the way he does. Let that sink in. And one thing I was also nervous about was Lady Gaga. Now, that's not to say that her music is bad. It's not. Her music is fantastic. But I haven't seen her as an actress yet. This is her first major leading role. But again, hearing the story behind it all and hearing that Bradley Cooper had so much faith in her and wanted her for this movie, it restored my faith a little bit. After seeing it, my god, she deserves an Oscar nomination. Her performance in this is fucking incredible, and this movie is essentially about her. This is Lady Gaga's story, not to say it's about Lady Gaga, but you know what I mean. And everything from Bradley Cooper's direction to the writing to the performances, the music, oh my god, the music, so good. You're gonna love it, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you're gonna feel so many emotions, and that's just the kind of movie it is. Now, I haven't seen any of the other versions of this film, and honestly, after seeing this, I don't want to. This is my version of this film, and I just want to keep it that way. But yeah, and this better get all the nominations it deserves. It is a fantastic movie, and I highly recommend that you go check it out if you haven't already. And number 3, Mission Impossible Fallout. Oh, Tom Cruise, you are an insane motherfucker. I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. Or maybe not. I don't know. You might want to get checked out by a psychiatrist. But this film is everything I want from an action movie. Mad Max Fury Road is like the top for me for action movies. Fallout is like right there. It is incredible. It is incredible. Like, and not even to say that like all the action scenes are great, because they are great, but like just everything the film does, it all just works perfectly. And I love Henry Cavill in this role. He is fantastic. And I want to see him get more roles like this and bigger roles in the future. And I know he's already Superman, but I'm saying, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But if you haven't seen this movie already, go see it. Honestly, if you want to watch any other Mission Impossibles, I would recommend 3 is pretty important for this. 5, yeah, 3 and 5 are the most important ones, and 4 is also really good. Go watch that. But yeah, this is a great action movie. It was one of the best films of the summer, and I loved every second of it. The adrenaline, me on the edge of my seat, because like like they're flying helicopters through mountains. The fuck is he doing? And yeah, it's insane. And every moment I'm just like, this is awesome. So much adrenaline. Ah! But yeah, everything is great. Go watch it. Just do it. These 2 films were really difficult for me to nail down for my number 2 and my number 1. And if you know me, you know what my 2 favorite films of the year are. If I could, I would put them both at the same spot. But sadly, I can't do that because that's not how the internet works. It's just not. Alright. For my number 2 favorite movie of the year, Avengers Infinity War. Now, I know this is controversial, but I don't know. You'll know why I put it at number 2 when you see my number 1. But my God, this has been building up since I was a child. Since I was 8 years old when I started seeing these movies in theaters when Iron Man came out. That's insane to think about. You've been building to this for 10 years, and the payoff, oh my God. No spoilers here, but if you know how it ends, this destroyed my inner child. It destroyed it, and I cannot wait for Avengers Endgame, which is the conclusion to Infinity War. But Josh Brolin, he deserves a nomination for his performance as Thanos. It was incredible, menacing, terrifying. It was everything I wanted from a superhero movie villain. He's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, in my perspective. And everything worked. All the characters, all the stories interwoven, all the action scenes, the intensity, the drama, everything worked so well. And I'm pretty sure you've seen it, but if you haven't, go see it. And if you haven't, watch every single MCU movie up until Avengers Endgame in April. But yeah, tears. Lots and lots of tears. Lots of no good tears. And of course, if you know me, you know my number 1 favorite movie of the year. My favorite movie of the year was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Oh, I've been waiting since December of 2017 for this movie to come out, because that's when they started promoting it. And the payoff was incredible. It might just be my favorite Spider-Man movie. And yeah, that's saying a lot considering we have Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man 2. But I mean, giving Spider-Man 2 a rewatch, not bad. But it still has problems that people aren't addressing. But, oh my God, everything. The animation alone is enough to go see this movie. Whatever it was they did, it was like a comic book come to life mixed with a bunch of other shit that looked fucking incredible. I don't know what to say about it. But yeah, the story, focusing on Miles and bringing all these Spider people together and just like hoping that you understand it without having to explain everything to you, it was fantastic. Yeah, I can't wait to see the sequel. I can't wait to see more of Miles' story and just seeing how everything else works, and the emotions hit me correctly. The action sequences were fantastic. And I love that this was like about how like he trained to be Spider-Man in a way, because you don't really see like superheroes like trained to be like themselves or like use their powers. Like in the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, he gets bitten by the spider, catches Uncle Ben's killer, and then instantly he knows how to use his powers perfectly. But in this, they understand that you're not going to know how to use your powers perfectly. And I just love that they focused on that. And it was great. And there's so much, oh my God. It's hilarious. It's heartwarming. It brought tears to my eyes in several parts. It was fantastic. And if you haven't seen it, go see it already. It is my favorite movie of the year. It is the best anime movie of the year. And for me, one of the greatest anime movies of all time. So yeah, suck on that, Pixar. I'm kidding. Pixar, you're great. You're great. But you also made Cars 2, and Cars 3. Think about that. Those are my 10 favorite films of the year. What did you guys think? Did you have different ones? Did you have similar ones? Let me know down in the comments below. And if I'm right, if I'm wrong, whatever. Look out for the most disappointing films of the year, because I think that's going to be greater than 10. I don't know yet. look out for the most surprising films of the year and more good movies of the year that I really enjoyed that just didn't make the list. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope to a great year of movies in 2019. See you guys later. Peace.